runes can be complete RNG, but here's a guide on how to farm as much as possible and the best runes you want to use. Let's talk about it. What's good, YouTube? NoGoodDemon here, coming with you today with an in-depth runes guide. We're going to show you guys exactly each and every place where you want to farm runes, every place you're able to get runes. We're going to explain fusion to you guys and talk about the top runes that you want to use if you do have them. But before we get into that, make sure you leave a like on the video. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications so you can know each and every time we upload, go live, whatever the case may be, and join the Discord server, the No Good Mafia. But let's get straight into it. Now let's talk about the where. There are many places where you can get runes, guys. The most important place is obviously going to be the story mode, because you're just going to do the story mode regardless. So if we go to hard mode here, I can show you guys that chapter 17, I'm getting 40 runes, but it's not just going to be at chapter 17 in hard mode, right? As you do the regular story mode, the reverse mode, any type of story mode, you're going to get runes. I can't show you the previous ones because, you know, after you complete one, it won't show you the rewards you got for it, but you guys do get it, I believe, a midway through the normal story mode, and then hard mode gives you a bunch of runes. But go ahead, make sure you guys are grinding out your story mode and things like that. The next place we're going to head over to is the right side of the screen. So you can get it from Battlefield of Trials and Battlefield of Time. Let's start off with Battlefield of Time, because in the challenge section, if we click under rankings and we look at the overall rank reward, as you can see here, everybody's getting runes just for participating. There's a top 30%, there's a top 1000, they're getting 15 runes. So make sure you guys are doing your Battlefield of Time challenge if you're able to. I know a level 60 tier 5 boss can be a little bit difficult, but once you guys get stronger, once you guys are doing your dailies, whatever the case may be, you're going to be able to do it even if you're doing badly. As you can see, we're top 3, so we're getting about 30. If we get higher, then we'll get even more. And then there's the achievement reward. So if you complete the boss, when they say the boss, they mean the entirety of all these tiers. So they're going to combine tier 1 through tier 5 and then accumulate a record for that. So my accumulate is 4 minutes and 42 seconds on this server. So I'm going to get 30 runes if that stays. But on the achievement side of the reward, I'm going to get these rewards that you see all here, because I defeated him in rather under 5 minutes. So I should be able to get all of these. That's going to be an entire rune just from this section alone. Now let's look at just a regular Battlefield of Time. If we go in here and go under the rankings here, if you guys do well in Battlefield of Time, you can get a crazy amount of runes. 180 is insane for number 2, but number 1's also pretty good. You get 200, so you can craft 2 in just, you know, one reward. So make sure you guys are doing Battlefield of Time. Just like Battlefield of Time challenge, everybody's getting a rune. Top 100%. That's literally everybody in the server. So whether you do poorly, whether you do bad, you guys at least want to do the challenge. But there's also the achievement rewards. You're getting a bunch of runes here depending on the time that you defeat the boss. We defeated him in 25 seconds. Make sure you check that run out. So we got about an entire rune here as well. Now you can get runes in Battlefield of Trials, but this might be for my early access players, because the only floor that currently gives it is floor 38. I'm currently stuck on floor 38 myself, so definitely, as you can see, the battle power here is insane, but you can get 70 runes through here. So make sure you guys are grinding, getting strong as possible, because eventually you're going to reach floor 38 and you're going to be able to get some runes through there. Now let's go to gates. If we go in the gate section, there's only one possible way to get runes through these gate section, and that's a red gate. So as you can see here, this is the reward. If we do a, you know, quick little sweep, we get 6 runes here, and the higher you are, the more runes you're likely to get. But every red gate, I believe on the Genu side, will give you rune fragments. I'm not sure about the hunter side. I believe it's something else. So in challenges as early as chapter 3, you can start getting runes from that. So if we look all the way down here, boom, clear main chapter 6 episode 8. So you guys can get runes from here. It's gonna be little and, you know, will vary, but you guys will have to do your challenges regardless. You want to do your challenges because you're getting custom draw tickets as well as runes. So that's just a quick way to get it. If we go back to our menu, we can get it under achievements as well. So in achievements under growth, if you guys are leveling up your Sun Genu or your hunter skills, you can end up getting rune fragments, and we're talking 100 at this level. At the earlier levels, it's a little bit lower, but the more you guys play the game, the more you guys level up, the more you guys put more into your characters, to your Sun Genu, it's going to increase. So the earliest we're talking about getting a full rune per, you know, achievement, that's 130. So leveling up your hunter skills 130 times, you're going to get 100 rune fragments each and every time, and then it looks like it's on a 30 interval. So 130, 160, as we can see here, 190, boom, boom, boom. And then your Sun Jinwoo might be a little bit harder to upgrade his skills, but we're getting 100 per, and then this gets to 100 as early as 30 skill upgrades. So definitely a little low on the Sun Jinwoo side, so make sure you're upgrading that. It's going to be amazing once you guys start getting 100 runes per. We can only honestly level up 5 quick skills to get a cool 100 runes. The next facet we want to talk about is our Hunter Pass. So you guys can get runes here as well at level 14 and level 24. You can get runes. So that's 50 runes. If you just have the common, you can obviously get more if you do have the premium. So make sure you guys are doing your daily missions, whatever the case may be, your dailies, your weeklies. You definitely want to get out your seasonals to get a high level as possible. After that, we're talking about events. Now, events may vary, but I trust guys, Netmarble is going to do their best to get you runes in almost every event. As we can see here, we have the Find the Hidden Letters. It's only up for the next 9 days, but there's always going to be some event that Netmarble is doing that will give you runes. Like as we can see here, the skill rune support chest. All you got to do is collect letters, and you can get these through various ways, doing gates, doing instance and encore dungeons. So once you guys have enough letters, you can go ahead and craft this. I crafted this, as we can see here, 7 times. I only have 3 left. So this is very, very handy, honestly. You can end up getting epic or regular runes, but the raid info speaks for itself. So you'll likely just get 20 rune fragments, and that's okay because those will accumulate. As always, if we're in the Artifact Growth Tournament, and they host these a lot, you can get 10 rune fragments at 1,000 points. Not too much on this side, but at 2,000 you get an entire rune. So they're going to be doing events where you can get an actual rune, so you'll be able to obtain 1 random rare rune. That's pretty fire. And the Cha Hey rate up list. So this one, you're also getting runes. If you look here, you're getting 50 at 370. You're getting an entire rune at 530. And this is how we got the armor break skill on my free to play account. So definitely you want to be mindful of that, especially early on. You guys can unlock specific runes that you haven't even unlocked yet. So we unlocked that almost 20 levels ahead of where you're supposed to unlock it. So you guys definitely want to be crafting as many runes as possible. So there's 2 more places to talk about getting runes. If we're under our celebration coin exchange, as you can see here, you can use either your commemorative or your platinum commemorative coins, and you can get rune fragments through there. I already took the honor and got these for the video because we're going to talk about fusion and things like that a little bit later, but you can purchase up to 10 here. And then if you wanted to use, you know, your platinum commemoratives, I don't think you should, because there's many other ways that we just talked about on how to get your rune fragments. But if you're itching for a rune, you can buy this up to 3 times, so that's 75 platinum commemorative coins. We could do that. Honestly, I'd rather just wait for this to reset in the next 21 days, as it says up here. And then the final way to get a rune, it's only 1, but it's the final recently added job change. You guys can get the skill armor break along with the decimation skill rune. So that is each and every way you guys can go about getting runes. But let's talk about, if you have rune fragments, how do you want to go about crafting it? If we head down to fusion, you guys can craft a rune for 20,000 coins if you have 100 or more. And how fuse and simple fusion work, if I had more than 100, let's say I had 300 rune fragments, I could use simple fusion to craft 3 at one time. So simple fusion doesn't really differ from fuse. It just allows you to craft more than 1 if you have, let's say, more than the required amount. I only have 107, so I can only possibly craft 1. But if you guys have 300, 400, 500, you can craft 3, 4, or 5 at one possible time. But we only have 1, so let's go ahead and hit fuse. And it's honestly RNG when it comes to this. As you can see here, we're getting a rune that we already have because it didn't pop up saying, you know, new rune detected, +1 to your skills, whatever the case may be. But now let's talk about what to do if you do have duplicates. So in this section, you can do auto select, you can do simple fusion, whatever the case may be, but you guys will need duplicates. How do you get duplicates? Obviously, you have to start getting a lot of runes. So later down your solo leveling Arise journey, a few weeks in, you should start getting duplicates. And when you do, you're going to be able to try and fuse them to an epic. On this rated info, you can see super successful is 36%, but you guys can break. It works the exact same way, kind of how enhancements work, because success would only be a rare rune, but you guys can get any one of these super successful runes. Hopefully you do get an epic. If you don't get an epic, you'll get a draw point, and at 10 points, you'll eventually be able to increase your rate on getting an epic rune. So hopefully, best of luck in this section. And then very later down the line, we don't have any legendaries, but if you have enough epic dupes, you can craft here. As you can see, we only have one epic dupe, so we need about 2 more to start trying to craft a legendary, and the success rate here is 25. And you guys definitely want to be trying for this. Every rune tier is higher than the last one, so you guys definitely want to be crafting as much runes as possible, getting as much dupes to get more epics, and getting as much epic dupes to get as much legendaries. Now this is definitely a long-term plan, so you're going to be having to be consistent with the game, playing the game as much as possible. But now that we've explained fusion, I'm going to tell you guys my personal top 5 favorite runes. So this will be no order, but starting off, we have the Black Hole Commander's Touch. Now this is one of my favorite runes to run because it's a crowd control rune, and basically in that sense, when I use Sun Jinoo, I am able to gather up a large amount of enemies. Let's say you have a large band of mobs that you have to get rid of very quickly, very fastly. Many speedrunners use the Black Hole rune. I got 25 seconds in the Kargalgan event with the Black Hole rune, so definitely hands down one of the top runes in the game. The next one is going to be Vital Strike, but it's going to be the Hone-In rune skill. So with this, the damage alone is very insane, guys. I wish I had this on epic or higher, but as we can see here, the output is insane. So 900 of Jinoo's attack, and the damage dealt to bosses and elite monsters increased by 45%. That's only going to get even crazier at the next tier, whether it's epic, whether it's legendary, but it's one of the best runes you can use for DPS. Moving onward, we're talking about Phantom Mutilate. Now with this one, this is honestly one of the greatest runes probably even thought of. At the epic variant, the damage scales almost 700% of Jinoo's attack and 700% of Jinoo's max HP. So not only is this using his attack, but it's using his HP. So if you have a lot of HP or attack or both, you're doing a crazy amount of damage. And my favorite thing about this is when you use the skill, it actually resets the cooldown. So you can honestly use this more than once. You could use this twice in a row. So it makes it honestly very lovely. Moving on, we got the Earth Shock Death's Dance. This one is a very good light, heavy break, elemental damage rune. And with this, it's honestly very great because it actually resets the cooldown of the Commander's Touch. It does also increase your critical hit damage by 30% for 10 seconds, but being able to reset the cooldown of the Commander's Touch is insane. So I've definitely seen some speed runs done with this. So imagine you're using Black Hole, you go to the Commanders, and then you can use Black Hole one more time. That's going to accumulate a lot of damage. You're going to get rid of mobs very easily. So make sure you guys are using this. You get this for free at the 7-day reward too. So shout out Netmarble for giving us it at the epic variant at that. And then last but not least, I'm a big fan of the newest rune, the Armor Break and the Iceberg category. So with this is doing Almighty Break for water elemental damage, but it also will freeze the target. Now it's not going to be too long. It's just going to be for 1 second, but honestly, that can be a game changer depending on, you know, whatever the case may be. But I just gave you guys my personal top 5. Honestly, there are a lot more runes that we should honestly talk about, so let's go ahead and talk about them. The Dark Crushing Blow, this one is very nice. It has a counterattack ability, so if you get hit, instead of doing just weak break, it will do heavy break and also stun the target for 3 seconds. That's honestly right outside the top 5. I'd say it's probably number 6, number 7, whatever the case may be. Next up, we have the Light Crushing Blow. This one will do medium damage, but I do like this damage effect through the light category where it's dealing damage equal to 40% of the attack every 3 seconds and is decreasing your target's attack by 15% for 30 seconds. Next up, we have Pummel, which is a light multi-strike rune, and in this case, it's going to do weak break damage. You'll have super armor while using it. You'll increase your critical hit rate by 3% for 8 seconds, and you can use it back to back because when you use it, it's going to reset the cooldown. Back to the Mutilate category, this Dark Mutilate is probably one of the greater runes in the game. I recently just got it, especially on Epic, and honestly, I've been having fun with it. At the Epic variant, it's doing a crazy amount of damage, and then there's a 30% chance that the hunter will ignore 100% of the target's defense. So for those tanky bears, whatever the case may be, you might be able to change the game ignoring your target's defense by 100%. Back to Death's Dance, we have the Eruption Death's Dance rune. This one is doing heavy break as well, and the damage dealt to bosses and elite monsters increases by 45%. Swinging back to the Commander's Touch, we have Liberation. This one can be used back to back. It will knock down your opponent. It increases the user's attack by 2% for 12 seconds, and this stacks up to 2 times, so you could get 4% attack boost. And then some honorable mentions, we have the Water Cold Storm effect. This one will freeze your target for 2 seconds and also deal damage equal to 30% of the user's attack every 3 seconds for a 30-second duration. And we have the Vital Strike, which is registered under On Point. It'll deal water elemental damage and give you a shield equal to 5% of the user's max HP for 12 seconds. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below, and while you're at it, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to this channel, turn on post notifications, and don't forget to support your boy on the Netmarble website. It's free. All you got to do is link your solo leveling Arise account. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.